Hi, everybody. I'm here today to share my experience with Nyraine. I met him recently, and it's not a normal thing for me to have somebody be constantly on my mind after I meet them. I meet a lot of different people. I'm a social butterfly, wandering around, bumping into all kinds of beautiful different souls, and I never know who I'm going to run into. And weekend or so ago, I attended a conference for human design, and I noticed him, but I didn't really make a connection with him. And it was a 3-day conference. Like, I saw other people that I had met talking to him, and I kept meaning to like go over and introduce myself, and it just never happened. And so I'm literally like the last day, like leaving the conference, and I'm like running out the door off to some beautiful journey. And I run into him, and I was like, how did we not connect? And luckily, he was going to be sticking around for a little bit, and I was able to also. And we went with a group that decided to go to lunch, and then later to the Garden of the Gods out in Colorado Springs. And I got to just experience Nyraine, just me and him a couple of times. And I kept finding myself like wanting a little bit more. Like, we would start a really good conversation, and then other people would jump in and drag one of us away, or it would be time to go back into the room for the conference. I just, whatever it was, like, we just kept getting pulled apart. um and neither one of us like really tried to make anything big of it necessarily, but we just kind of haphazardly stayed in touch afterwards. And partly because I've just been on a major transformational journey myself recently. And frankly, for the last 20, 25 years, I've been mentally changing the game, but not necessarily understanding how all of the pieces kind of fit together. Once you get into the realms of spirituality and, just esoteric things that just don't make sense logically if you're just using your reality logic. So anyways, I've been going through all of this, and just having him as a friend has really been incredible. Like, I find myself like imagining him in my head as I'm making decisions throughout my day, and just being joyful, knowing that Nyraine would be like cheering me on and pulling out my hidden talents and holding space in a way that is super grounding and empowering. So I can't wait to see where it goes from here. But in anticipation of creating this little video to help inspire other people to get to know Nyraine in their own unique ways, I did pull a couple of tarot cards today from this gorgeous book called Sacred Earth Oracle, which is from Tony Carmine Salerno, probably saying that wrong, Leela J. Williams. And it is amazing, like, really cool book. And the two cards that I pulled were perfect for Nyraine because these are the gifts that he has given me so far. Some of them, I'm sure there are more. And the first one is renewal. And again, I'm reading out of the Sacred Earth Oracle tarot book from Salerno and Williams. And this is renewal. The earthly meaning is giving something a try is not making a lifelong obligation. You can switch, swap, and refine your interests, friends, lovers, career, plans, home as often as you like. If something doesn't fit right, try something new. And if that doesn't work out, try something else. What you are looking for could be around the next corner. There is no failure in moving on or starting over. And that is so Nyraine. It reminds me of him. There's a few things that I know about his chart, his human design chart, that um, mean that he is truly the expert experimenter. His one of his major archetypes and guiding forces in this world is to keep trying stuff because the same thing doesn't work for everybody. And his whole life, if once you get to know him, is a reflection of him being willing to try things and inspiring other people to try things, and inspiring other people to try things that they're gonna be really, really good at, in a way that like takes the fear away and just makes it what it is. Beautiful. The spiritual meaning for this is listen. Your heart is calling. A thirsty heart cannot be quenched by logic. It must drink from the well and be replenished. Each time it breaks, it comes to hold more, but its essence does not change. Your heart holds your truth in your every breath. What does it say? Listen, and you shall be reborn. Billowing blankets of snow, fleecy elder down clouds, unblemished sheets of ice, like freshly laundered linen for land, sky and sea. Creamy wisps of white flow and swirl across the heavens and cover Earth's extremities. Unbroken white stretches out like a fresh canvas as nature pauses to consider where to make the first brushstroke. A winter dawn iced white like a page not yet written, a love not yet tasted, a day not yet lived. Footprints in the snow, shapes in the clouds, tracks in the ice disappear like they never were. Love, life, makes its mark with no obligation, no expectation, and its masterpiece is lost beneath the next snowfall. White, where time is frozen, like an expectant hiatus, lost to a blank page. Refreshing, perpetual, renewal is here, now, always awaiting you. And that is symbolic for me, but also literal, which is ironic, because it talks about how logic is not the only thing, the only tool. But it is all of those things for me because he inspired me to start a video blog. And he didn't ask me to do it. He didn't encourage me to do it, which, if you know me, is something that I am not very receptive to. Advice is something I like to dish out more than receive for a lot of reasons. But his approach was just beautiful. And he let me play with myself through him in idea land and the realm of possibilities where anything could be possible, and provided some beautiful positive reinforcement around that I didn't even know I needed. And just having that avenue to share was really beautiful. And then the second card that I pulled, which is also not a surprise to me, is clarity. And clarity, for the earthly meaning, is sudden clarity amid adversity, acute awareness of yourself and your circumstances, finding unexpected strength and wisdom in a crisis, realizing the limits of a situation. Pressure cannot make diamonds from coal, challenging a misconception, or calling out a false promise. Isolate and develop an idea, talent, or goal to excellence without external influence, trusting you will have what it takes when it matters. All soon clears, the spiritual meaning is all soon clears, heals, and is resolved. Peace ascends within you like a glorious bud opening to the surface. Realization comes out in a dazzling flash, and you will see the world and your soul as blessed as they truly are. Follow love to the peaceful space inside your heart, your powerful center, from which all is possible and all is available. And the insight into this, which I love because it's super grounding, is carbon is one of the most abundant elements in the universe. It is stored in rocks, plants, the ocean, and your body. Carbon is very good at combining with other elements and is present in sugar, protein, fats, and carbon dioxide. When carbon is isolated and subjected to extreme heat and pressure, diamonds are formed. It is not true that diamonds can form from coal. Firstly, coal is rarely pure carbon. Secondly, coal is formed from broken down terrestrial vegetation, and most of Earth's diamonds existed long before the first land plants did. Therefore, diamonds are much, much older than coal. The impact of large asteroids hitting Earth's surface had the heat and pressure required for natural diamond formation, but most were formed in the mantle, 150 kilometers down in the Earth. It takes a deep eruption to bring these gems to the surface, where they can be discovered and marveled at. Your base values are stored deep within you, crystallizing in isolation, far away from external elements. During turmoil or trauma, these precious gems can surface to bring you surprisingly invaluable clarity. And that surprisingly invaluable clarity that Nyraine brought me was how much I need to be sharing myself with the world, because I didn't think I was ready. I was still waiting. I was still figuring it out. And his presence just grounded my soul and lifted my spirits and peeled back that curtain of whatever hidden talents I was denying myself. And now they're just flooding out of me. You know, I did this, but there are so many parts of us that we can't see ourselves. And standing next to Nyraine in his presence is that thing that I personally needed to start unlocking these talents and helping me see myself in these ways. He'll be the first to tell you that he didn't do anything, but he did. And he is a teacher by being who he is. So if you get a chance to experience Nyraine or the products or the services or the energy that he is willing to share with you, I would highly recommend it. And if it's not for you, then that will be the gift that he gives you, which is that he's not there for you and that he'll give you the permission to go find the person who is. Whatever he's cooking up next, I want to be nearby so I can let it rub off on me, and so I can rub off on it and see where it goes. So that was really long, but if you know me, I'm pretty long-winded, and these are the facts. I only speak the truth, and I can't wait to see what new hidden talents he's going to share with me next.